Hello, hello, hello.
Hey friends!
What's up?
Welcome to Goal Setting Series number 3.
Hooray.
Our favorite.
Wait.
2 plus
Yes, I was like trying to do peace and 3 all at the same time. Happy Friday, everyone.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Hey, Team Replay, if you're catching us on the replay, I'm
Yes.
curious, if you have been joining us for all week, let us know. If this is your first time and you're just catching in on the mindset, let us know. But I'm very curious who's been watching and sticking with us and riding with us all week.
Yeah. I want to know, because we've given you guys some homework this week. I'm curious, have you chosen a word for the year? Oh, yes, Andrea, she's been here all week. Yes, look at all of you. Tagging in. You know what I love? My favorite thing is when we log in and all of you, as the timer is counting down, everyone like saying hi, and I'm always like, oh, it gets so excited.
I agree,
Yes,
Sonia. This week has been amazing. So good.
So good. And tonight it's one of my favorite topics, and it's something that is always really difficult for me to shove into an hour, because I could probably talk about mindset for a month. There's so many nuances, and it's like one of those things in our personal growth that's like an onion, and every time you get through a layer, you're like, oh, there's another layer. Oh, there's another layer. And as things change and you grow and new people come in and people leave and just life, like
Yes.
there's always an opportunity to refine our mindset around stuff. So I am sharing what I find to be the most important basics, and then we can grow off of that. But
I'm really excited. And if you have not ever heard Sierra talk about mindset, you are in for a treat, y'all. Like, listen, I'm ready. I always get hyped and juiced up afterwards. And it's just, I know for me this year, the mindset has been my biggest area of like growth and challenge, and it's just I'm so excited that this is a part of our goal setting series this year. Oh my gosh, these words are awesome. So all these great words. Sierra, what's your word for the year? If can I ask?
Oh, yeah, I didn't realize you were going to ask me.
Oh yeah.
Am I ready to share? Yeah. So mine is a very meaningful one. This is a big one for me this year. And it's something that I feel like I laid the foundation for in 2022. And it's something I've been working on for a while, but it's like, I'm finally willing to commit to what this looks like. And it's
Mhm.
expressed.
Ooh.
Expressed. And what that looks like for me is actually a lot of what we're even going to talk about tonight. I just realized it's having a spirit of curiosity and openness and a willingness to show up in full self-expression in every aspect of my life. And I'm kind of excited about it. And it's really scary because what that looks like, and I've kind of identified what that looks like, it's all very big stretches for me. So that's my word. And simplify for business. I always get a business word in there too.
Yes. Oh, that's so good.
What about you?
So my word and even as I say it, it like makes me like, ooh, because I know it's a challenge, but my word is power. I really
Mm,
want to step into my power next year and like as a mindset and and let that infuse every aspect. Like it's kind of like, I don't know, like yeah, like I just want to feel like superwoman. And
I love
so and, like, not care about what people gotta
it.
say, like,
Yeah.
do what I gotta do and know who I am and just step into that and, like, own that, like, that boss energy, yeah? So
Yeah. I am here for that. It's interesting because mine is very similar. But yeah, I mean, I'm feeling that for a lot of people this year. And I'm noticing that a lot more people in our group are choosing words that are kind of a more what I would consider more of an external push. And I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm here for this energy this year. Look at
Yeah.
all these words.
These words are so great, like, oh, these are awesome.
Look at them. Okay. I have one more question you guys can start filling the comments with. Have you chosen a goal yet that fires you up? And if so, what is it? We talked about this on was it in the Q&A yesterday or was it the what? I can't remember. We've had so many lives
It
this
was
week.
yesterday,
It
yeah.
was yesterday. Okay. Um yeah, so yeah, is there one goal for 2023 that fires you up? And Darian, do you have one? I'm going to pick a different one.
I think
I'm gonna pick a
I'm
different
gonna
one.
oh,
Losing
okay.
my goals real fast.
I'm like, I literally just wrote my goals out. Um, ooh.
Oh, I have
Oh,
one while you're thinking. Oh, go ahead.
you go, you go, you go.
Okay. So this isn't totally in alignment with self-express, but it kind of is in my fun and recreation. I have chosen to say yes to as many experiences as I possibly can. And for an introvert and someone coming who has found how much I really love being home and alone through the pandemic, I'm like, I need to shift that a little bit more and get back into like saying yes and doing things and having more experiences. And part of that is the connection with friends that maybe that kind of fell off through the pandemic. And so that's one I'm actually really excited about this year.
Yeah, I love that. I think one that fires me up is being able to speak at Go Wild.
Oh yeah.
I am like so excited about that. Like even you can just see it in my face, but I'm really fired up about that
Yeah.
and to talk about digital planning more because that's my jam. So I think, and I'm so excited because I actually have a fun and recreation goal. Like,
I know.
and it was just so nice to go on my annual goals and write that down and be like, yes,
Oh,
we're doing something fun.
I
Like, yeah,
know. It's gonna be fun.
yeah,
Oh, I love it. I love it. And I'm loving seeing all of your guys' goals. Okay. So, in the spirit of time, we have a lot to cover tonight. And I want to make sure we have time for questions. And then I want to give you guys some information on how you can kind of take some of this further with us. So, let's go ahead and let's jump right in. So, tonight we're going to be talking about goal setting mindset. And like I said, I could talk about this forever. I think that this is by far the most important aspect of goal setting. I've said it before. If it was just as easy as identifying a goal and writing it down, as far as like goal achievement goes, then we would all just be crushing it. What gets in the way is what we tell ourselves around whether or not we want to commit to a goal, whether we give ourselves permission for that goal, whether we talk ourselves out of a goal before
Mm-hmm.
we even commit to it or after we commit to it. There is so much stuff that goes on. And this is something that I feel like isn't talked about enough. And we like to normalize the messy bits and embrace the messy bits over here. Oh, is that
That's
what
what
your
my
shirt
shirt
says?
says. Embrace the messy bits.
Embrace the messy bits. The reality is that we all really have to like intentionally manage what goes on between our two ears when it comes to especially pursuing a life that fires us up.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of us have been socialized to not give ourselves permission to think about what our joy looks like, what being wildly fulfilled in our life looks like. A lot of that isn't supported. And so anyway, we like to challenge you around what that looks like and creating goals that support that. So I'm going to jump into some basically what I consider the three most important mindset hacks. But before I do that, I want to talk just a refresher that this is part 3 of our 3-part goal setting series. If you missed the first 2, please go back and check those out on our YouTube, where we cover the 5 steps of series number 1 is where we cover the 5 steps of our goal setting system with a bunch of free resources there. Series 2 is breaking down your goals. And that was a really great way of like how to pull your big vision goals all the way through into a weekly and daily action. And then we're going to talk about the mindset part of stuff tonight. So this, your mindset is your superpower. We actually have this on some of our t-shirts. This was something that came up in Club Moxie last year. And we all were like, yes, it really is. What you do with your mindset, it can either be an asset or a liability in any situation. And the more that we feed our mindset positive, good stuff, the more it becomes our superpower to get us through literally anything.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the 3 mindset shifts when setting goals. And we're going to go deeper into this with you tonight. But number 1 is, and this is really the tenet of everything that we stand for here at MäksēLife, but it's to lean into and put your value and your focus on your growth and learning versus your outcome. So what that does is that basically turns the possibility and potential of value and accomplishment to being an intrinsic internal thing versus something that's external. We have control over this. We don't have control over that external stuff. So to find your value and pride in who you are being and who you're becoming versus what you're doing and what you're achieving. The doing and achieving is fun, and that's important. But really, truly, the heart of all of this growth and setting goals and really putting our effort towards something is around who we're being and who we're becoming. We're going to talk a lot tonight about what a growth and fixed mindset looks like. I'm going to invite you guys to kind of, as we read through them, see what points stick out to you that are maybe growth opportunities for you in this coming year of how to lean more into a growth mindset around your goals, or honestly in anything. And then curiosity versus judgment. This is a thing. When we talked about this in Club Moxie, and when I lead workshops on this, or I talk about this with people like one-on-one, it is wild to me. And now being a coach, I hear judgment come out of people's mouth all the time. All the time. It's either good or bad, right or wrong. It's literally like we just are almost conditioned to judge subconsciously. It's just this like unconscious thing that happens. And so what I am going to encourage you guys to do, I'm going to give you some powerful questions that allow you to stay in a place of curiosity instead of judgment, because that will bring you more inner peace. People will enjoy communicating with you and being a part of this process with you, and it will make it a lot more enjoyable for you as well.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about growth and learning over focusing on the outcome.
Let's talk about it.
Okay. So this is a problematic mindset. And I feel like when I was typing in problematic, I'm like, oh, this is a judgment word. And I'm like, but it's okay, because I wanted to point this out, because this is something all of us at some point, very likely around even bigger stretches or outside of our comfort zone, it tends
Mhm.
to show up for us a lot. But if I don't achieve my goals, I've failed. Or if X doesn't happen, that's bad. I failed. It's not good. Or what I hear often is, I'm afraid of setting goals in case I don't follow through, because I've set goals before and I never followed through with them, or I never succeeded with them. And there's usually, if you look at this, and I was to be able to sit down with people and kind of work through what that looks like, it's usually for really good reasons why those things didn't happen. And if we care to be more curious, if we lean into curiosity and into more of a growth mindset, we will actually see that there's very often, it makes perfect sense why we may not have followed through with a goal. It may be
Mhm.
because we just didn't even have a system that honestly reminded us of that goal that we felt was important at the beginning of the year. It could be because we are attaching our worth and our output to our worth to what our output is. And that feels really demotivating,
Yeah.
because we are more than our accomplishments, right?
Yes.
So anyway, so I want to, like, my hope is that at the end of this call, that the way that you approach goals and your growth and your learning, especially in this new year, whether you're even writing goals, throughout the entire year, but that things become more flexible and more malleable versus heavy and stuck. So the word I always think of when I talk about mindset is flow. Like, let this stuff flow and just kind of let it be something that you kind of play with. That word keeps popping up this week.
Yes.
Play.
Yes.
Play with the stuff. Play with the meanings that we make of things. So a healthy mindset. So going from that problematic mindset of, I don't want to set a goal, or I don't want to set this goal because what if I don't follow through? What if, what if, what if? And it's, kind of this more negative aspect of it, is to adopt the mindset that I'm building inner wealth, or building inner wealth is my main objective. I will be flexible in the pursuit of my goals, and I welcome any setbacks, challenges, or detours that occur, because I'm continuously learning about myself and becoming better. I am more than my accomplishments. So I wanted to share that because I think it's really important just to, like, create the distinction between the two of those. So let's go into what a growth mindset and a fixed mindset looks like. And this is something that we've all likely heard about.
Mhm.
But I want you guys, as we're going to read through these with you, I have kind of two tasks for you while you're listening. Is one, I want you to apply this specific to your feelings around the goals that you're setting, or any goals that you've already maybe set, or how you feel about this year or your own growth process. And then I also want you to, Darian's going to read the fixed mindset statements. I'm going to read the growth mindset statements, so you can see the difference of how they sound and what they look like. But if there is anything in the fixed mindset column that speaks to you, or is like ooh, you get that kind of like, yeah, I say that, I think it, or maybe that's said or thought inside of my family unit, or at my job, or in my relationship,
Mhm.
take a little note. Nobody's going to judge you, but just take a little note and put it off to the side, because there's a goal. We're now creating goals, mindset goals, for you to improve, that you can add to your goals this year. Like, I'm going to
Yeah.
work on my mindset around X, Y, or Z. So I'm hopefully each one of us will have at least one mindset goal that we are going to add to our goals for
I
2023.
love that. I love that.
Okay, let's
Okay.
let's do this. Okay, so Darian, you read the fixed mindset. I'm going to read the growth mindset, so you guys can hear the difference between the two of them.
Okay. Failure is the limit of my abilities.
Failure is an opportunity to grow.
I'm either good at it or I'm not.
I can be good at anything I put my mind to.
I can't. I can either do it or I can't.
I can do anything I want.
I avoid challenges slash I don't like to be challenged.
Challenges help me grow.
When I hit a roadblock or I get frustrated, I stop.
My effort and my attitude determine my abilities.
I stick to what I know or what I'm good at.
Feedback is, oh, wait, hold on. Wait,
My,
oh, that's the wrong one. I'm inspired.
my effort.
Which one? My effort and attitude determine my abilities. I have gotten this all mixed up already.
Feedback and criticism is personal.
Feedback is constructive.
If someone else succeeds, I feel threatened.
I am inspired by the success of others. I would like to add something that isn't on there because then I know what's possible.
Ooh,
Allow other people's success to be a illustration of what is possible.
yes. I don't know where to start.
I know. I think you're at if someone oh,
That's what I say.
I don't know where to start there. Oh. We haven't practiced this. This is awesome. Okay, hold on. I don't know where to start. I believe in my ability. Oh gosh, I'm resourceful and can find my way. Sorry, guys.
I'm overwhelmed.
I believe in my ability to do what needs to be done.
I'm not sure how I'll do it.
I'll figure it out along the way.
I need someone to tell me what to do.
I trust myself to find my own truth. Okay, I want to talk about that one because one of the biggest things, sorry guys, that was we talked about how we were
I
going
wish
to
y'all could have seen us.
like our little faces were up against the screen. That last one comes up a lot when it comes to goal setting. One of the most common fixed mindsets that I see around goal setting getting started is, well, how do I do it? I don't know how to do it. Tell me what I need to do. And what I want to encourage you guys to do is trust yourselves more around your process and know that you're exactly where you're meant to be. You're right on time. You're exactly where you need to be right now, and be willing to put something on paper or in your heart or in your mind or start working towards something and trust that even if it doesn't work out, that it's okay and that there's no right or wrong way to do things and that you don't need anyone telling you what to do or how to do this in order to make it have meaning or value for you. So I'm curious if any of those, if any of you are willing to share in the comments, if any of those fixed mindsets stood out to you at all for stuff. Did anything happen for you? Because you said your mindset was a really big shift for you this year.
Yeah, I think for me, my mindset of just around pursuing like acting opportunities coming my way, like had it changed versus trying to book a role. I just got focused on booking the room and focused on not necessarily the outcome of getting the job, but the opportunity to be able to play and do what I love and not get caught up on the outcome. And a lot of that came with a lot of these statements that, you know, the freedom. And I love what you said. I'm still inspired by the success of others and I can see what's possible.
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all, but that one, like, I even can get like tears in my eyes and just like the place of growth, like just to see what's possible, like other people's success. I don't know about y'all, but I sometimes deal with comparison. I struggle with comparison a lot, and that, and versus looking at that, like, no, like, look at the opportunities and look what this person's doing, look what they're creating, and for it to inspire me and motivate me. And it's just, that one just really grabbed my heart. That one really just,
yeah. Because I feel like it's there's an opportunity. We could either sit and compare and then jealousy can pop up, but instead look at it. I love this mindset, and this is something I've always tried to adopt, that instead of jealousy, I want to look at someone and be like, if I want that, I can get it. I just have to do the actions to get me there. And that has been a staple of my mindset most of my adult life. Even if it feels hard and scary, that mindset alone pushes me through. And I'm like, I can do that too. I just have to do what it takes to get there. I can do it too. You can do it too. You can absolutely do that one thing that you look at someone else and think, I want that, or I want to do that. I want to be that. I want to have it. I want to experience that. You can too. if you do what it takes to get there. And it
Yeah.
sounds so simplified but it's hard. It really is hard. It really is hard. And especially because we tend to adopt a similar mindset of the people we keep company with. So
Mm-hmm.
you have people in your life who you love. We all have them that might be a little bit more cantankerous around what's possible, or, this kind of stuff, the more, mindset stuff. It can definitely affect the way that we feel and think as well.
Yes. And I see a lot of people are saying, the one that I keep seeing a lot is, I'm overwhelmed. That one, that limiting mindset,
Mhm.
and the roadblock. Like,
Yes.
I quit when, like, the roadblock. When I hit a roadblock or I get frustrated, I stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are like the two I keep seeing. Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that. I'm going to give you guys some tips and some questions to ask yourself and some ways to kind of overcome that. But yeah, I, even with what we were just talking about, my word of the year for me, how you were just talking about how you feel about with your own professional growth around your growth mindset. Same with me with my word being expressed. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to go out there regardless of, I'm going to do what I need and want to do and be and say and experience without worrying about what other people think,
Mm-hmm.
whatever that external aspect is. And it's a stretch. It's
Yes.
a big thing. And no matter how much growth mindset I have done and really succeeded with, you will always, until you are 6 feet under, you will always have an opportunity to refine the way that you think about things. Always. There will always be an opportunity. Okay, so Darren and I have some more reading to do. So wish us luck. We'll see you.
Everyone loved it, by the way.
Okay, good. All right. Wish us luck. Okay. All right. So here's some mindset reframes. So we're going to go through and so instead of saying what's in the red box, try what's in the green box. So Darren, go ahead.
Okay. This is too hard.
Where can I get help or support? Okay, hold on real fast. How many of us, if there's anything in your life that feels like too hard or overwhelming, so that overwhelming, those of you who say overwhelming, where can you get help and support around that thing that is overwhelming? What is overwhelming about it to you, or what feels hard? And who or what can step in and make it feel easier for you? You're not meant to do life alone. So you're not meant to do things completely isolated either. So find where you can integrate and implement support or help in there to make things easier for you. Okay, go ahead.
I already know how to do this.
How can I better challenge myself?
I am not getting better at this.
Changing my mindset and habits takes time and effort.
I feel frustrated.
I need to take a break or take a deep breath.
I want to give up.
I need to try a new strategy.
This is as good as I'm going to get.
I can always get better if I keep at it.
I made a mistake.
How does this mistake help me grow?
He is better at it than I am.
She or he has been working at this longer.
I can't do, or I'm not good at.
My brain hasn't made the connection yet, but it will.
I'm better at this than they are.
What have I figured out that I can share?
It's good enough.
How can I improve on this and get better?
I should do
Blank. I could do
if it happens.
when it happens. Oh, okay. So those last two I want to talk about real fast.
Mm-hmm.
The shoulds and the ifs and wins. So, oh goodness, here we are. Me always trying to bring us back. Here we are. Okay. Hi. Okay. Let's talk about shoulds real fast, because we even have a should t-shirts in our store. Take your should and shove it up your should hole here with the should goals. Should implies expectation, and it's loaded. It because it implies expectation, there's really only, like, you either did or you didn't. It's good or bad. It literally leads you into the judgment zone. Whereas just replacing the word should with the word could implies or gives the person choice and free will. So let me give you an example. I should go home and clean. My house is a mess. It's not, but I'm just saying I should go home and clean. Well, guess what? If I don't, guess who feels bad if she decides to sit on the couch because it's been a long week and I'm tired and really the mess can wait. But because I've been telling myself I should, I immediately start making meaning and judgment about myself if I don't do it. And then guilt and shame and all that kind of stuff starts to pile on if we're not managing it right. Instead of saying, I could clean when I go home, but I'm not going to because I need rest. And it makes perfect sense that tonight the house doesn't need to be cleaned. Instead, I'm going to go love on my people and I'm going to go rest. And see how the same outcome can happen. But my mindset and how I treat myself in that process is 1,000 times better and is a lot more encouraging and more loving and more accepting than if I was to go through the should. I want to invite all of you to go through any goals that you set this year with just after you've written them, go through with a very, very ruthless eye and ask yourself, is this a should that I have crafted because I think that if I don't do this, I'm going to be good or bad, I will succeed or fail, that it makes some kind of meaning over your worth or your value if you don't do those things. And I want you to cross it off. I want you to cross it off. You can always add something back on later, but I want you to cross it off. If it's a should goal, get it off of your heart, get it off your page, and start considering either on a piece of paper through journal entry or in your mind or in conversations with people, what would that goal look like if it was a could goal? If it was something that resonates with you, and or what would it look like if you were to write something that felt a lot more affirming and motivating and inspiring to you versus something that you feel like you should do. So that's a really big mindset, especially as some of us are starting to like get more into like our life, maybe looking more normal than it has in a couple years. You get we have a unique opportunity to choose what we decide to kick back into our lives and our day-to-day, because a lot was removed. So we get to kind of decide what we're going to bring back into the fold. And if there's shoulds attached to that, this is a great opportunity to like be like, yeah, I'm not going to invite you back into my flow.
Yeah, I love that. Love that.
Yeah.
Good
Okay.
stuff.
Let's bring this back up. Okay, we're done reading. So all right, I want to talk about curiosity over judgment. Oh, this is a big one. So again, I want you in every opportunity that you have. So this is not only in your goal setting, you guys, try and notice the language that you use in your homes or in your relationships, or if you're a parent or have kids that you talk to on a regular basis. Start paying attention to the words that are used and how often we use labels on things and how it's just second nature. But also, if you can, follow that curiosity that you have around that up with, wow, and how does that make the person involved in that conversation, whether it's myself or that person, possibly feel? And it all happens like so under the radar. You're going to be so shocked when you start noticing how often you say should, or you hear the word should, how often you hear good, bad, right, wrong, succeed, fail, like all of those labels that we're so quick to put on the jar, and what its ramifications are on the people that are involved in that conversation, and how much more powerful it could be if we, instead of stating judgments, we start asking questions. Because not only are we going to learn more about ourselves and our process, we're going to learn more about others. We're going to stop making meaning of stuff, and that helps us respond versus react to things, even our own process, our own goals, each other, and our relationships. So this is something that even beyond goal setting, just in general in life, this will change so much. So powerful questions to increase curiosity and get your mind out of the judgment zone is, what is the lesson? How is this making me better? How is this making my child better? How is this making my significant other better? How is this making us as a team or a company better? How am I growing? And this is an important one. What have I accomplished, or what am I doing right? because we're so quick to say, oh, I didn't achieve that goal, or I didn't follow through, or that went wrong, or it failed. But like, just because that finish line wasn't crossed doesn't mean that you didn't collect a ton of little wins or lots of right along the way. Sometimes we're too quick to throw the baby out with the bathwater and be like, oh, I didn't ring that big bell. And so we negate everything that we collected, the experiences, the
Mhm.
self-knowledge, all of that stuff along the way, and the things that we did actually the things that we actually did accomplish along the way. So,
Yep.
stopping sometimes and pausing, that we're like, yeah, to focus on those accomplishments.
I know I struggle with that.
I know, I do too. I really do. And it's something I have to make a conscious effort, and I've built it into my goals. I can't remember if I mentioned it on one of the goal setting series or if it was in Club Moxie, but one of the things that I would like to encourage you guys to do this too, but it's okay to write, like, I'm going to write my goals every Sunday, or I'm going to write my goals every month on your goals. Like,
Yes.
goals to write goals on your goals. Do the same thing with accomplishments. Like, I'm going to take an inventory every month or every week on what my accomplishments were or what my wins were. And if you're doing your weekly reflections, like we talked about in goal setting series number 2, it will be a lot easier for you to collect that, because you're literally asking yourself, what were my wins every single week? So it's so important, especially if we're trying to keep motivation and inspiration on stuff that we're working towards. Okay, what new information have I learned about myself? This is a big one. This is building that inner wealth. And then how can I turn this into a win? So even if it is something that's negative, if it is something that feels yucky, or whatever, there is usually an opportunity to turn it into a win somehow. And so be looking for those opportunities. And then how can I adjust my goal or path to work better for me? So again, that's instead of saying, oh, I'm going to get rid of this goal, it's not working, or I'm not following through with it. Well, let's adjust. Let's not just completely give up on it. How do I make this serve me instead of me serving it?
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to like get in there and make it work for you. Okay. Here are some really important questions to ask yourself so those of you who, when you're feeling overwhelmed or
Mhm.
stuck or fearful or discouraged, ask yourself to get that self-awareness, because really mindset, it's one thing to understand, like, okay, I know this is a mindset I'm supposed to have, but in order to get to that point, you have to have self-awareness. And, reflections are a great way for doing that. Journaling, talking to a therapist, a life coach, a trusted friend or partner. Those are all ways to kind of work through where we might be getting stuck. But what messaging do I have around this right now? One of the most powerful questions that I believe there is that could literally change people's life. If there's just one question that we walked into every situation with that gave us any negative feeling whatsoever, is, what meaning am I making of this? And sometimes, whether that's I'm making meaning about that person, or what that person did, or a meaning I'm making about myself, a lot of times we'll find that it's not rooted in truth. And
Mhm.
there's a lot of work that we can do around that, a lot of opportunity to turn something that feels kind of yucky and heavy into something that's a positive. So how can I reframe what I'm telling myself into a growth mindset perspective? Where's the lesson in this for me? How is this serving me? Even the really funky times, some of our hardest times in our life. In fact, I would say, and I think a lot of us will probably look back over these last couple of years that felt really challenging and be like, wow, I grew a lot during that time.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about what I'm really good at. And I also learned at what holds me back and challenges me, so there's all of that is going to serve you really well as you move forward. How can I grow from this? And what small action can I take right now to support my reframe? So one of the things that I like to do, I like to take some of my mindset stuff into external, like speaking it out loud, or affirmations or mantras or whatever. But one of the things that we do in our house that I started was saying I can do hard things. Like on those
Yes.
mornings, like when I wake up, or it's like one of those days where I'm like, I just don't want to like people today. I don't want to like I
Yeah.
just
I don't want to people.
no adulting, no lifing, no peopling. I'm just over it today. And I'll be like, I can do hard things. And it's funny because now my kids will say that. And we all know that when someone says, I can do hard things, we all will turn around and be like, oh, what's up? And it's funny because it's a way that it's actually become kind of like this siren call in our house now of like, oh, if someone says that, then it's an invitation to ask like, how can I support you right now in this weird
Mm,
way, but it's cute and fun and kind of turns it into levity, something that could be heavy, and weigh us down. And so anyway, that's just like a small little shift, and we've invited our kids into doing it too. And it's just kind of a fun little thing that we do.
I love that.
Yeah. Okay. So, I love this quote.
Yes. Sorry, you didn't even say it, and I said yes.
There is no fail. Okay. Let's reframe failures. You either win or succeed, or you learn. There is no fail. Absolutely, there is
Yes.
no fail.
Yes.
All right. Can we get an amen on that?
Amen. Hallelujah. Yes. Like,
Yeah, there is. I mean, really. And if you just take that approach to your goals and anytime, and because this is a system that we're taking you through and you're having the opportunity to look at your goals and what you're working towards every month and every week, you're going to have stuff that you don't get done.
yeah.
You're going to go through on your compass assessment and you're going to have a low score. It's just information.
Mm-hmm.
All it is. Ask yourself, how am I growing? What can I learn from this? What can I take from this information to make me better? How do I take this new information to adjust my goals and rewrite them in a way that serves me better? How do I love myself better? How do I accept myself in this situation? So it's just, yeah. So it's a whole thing. You guys, I
Yes.
can talk about this forever. There's so many different rabbit holes that we can go down. Okay. So this is kind of like the end. We're going to wrap up this, like all of the tidbits of mindset stuff, but I want you all to take this information and then as you're crafting your goals or reviewing your goals, if you've already written them, I want you to try and infuse some mindset shifts around what you're writing and what you're creating to take it from an external focus to something that becomes internal. So ask yourself, how do you want to feel and create goals that support that? How do you want to feel in this new year? How do you want to feel in your relationships? How do you want to feel in your home or in your office? How do you want to feel at your job or when you interact with your children? How do you want to feel when you lay your head down at night on a pillow and you're going to sleep? And how do you support that in the best way possible and create goals that support that? That's the stuff that's the good stuff right there. Who do you want to be? And create goals and craft goals that support that as well. What do you want to experience? And what do you want to do? And then again, as you go through all of your goals, get that big pen, black permanent marker, and cross off anything that is tied to an external expectation or should, especially if it makes you feel funky. So that's that for the mindset stuff. Oh, I like this. Fail. First attempt in learning. Yes, Jonathan. That is awesome. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Oops. Okay, here, let's go ahead and I want to take some questions if there are any. Have any questions come through?
No, I feel like you've been in your flow. But
Okay.
yeah. So if you guys have questions about mindset right now, definitely send them in so we can get those answered before here we go. And then we'll talk more about Club Moxie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I know that one of the things, like I was talking about, mindset is something that we constantly have to work on. I mean, it's something that we need to work on pretty much every minute of every single day for the rest of our lives. It's something that we're always going to have an opportunity to refine and make better. We could be driving down the road and someone could cut us off in traffic. And instead of getting mad and allowing that person to take our power, there's an opportunity for us to be like, oh, okay, I got cut off. No big deal. And just not, and work around our mindset over the meaning that we make around certain experiences or some grouchy person, that you run into in public. So there's always an opportunity for us to become better. And it's something that I recommend if mindset is a really big sticking point for you. Club Moxie is one of the best options that we have to support you through that, because the planner, it's hard to do that, with something like paper on a coil. So that's the biggest reason why I wanted to create Club Moxie, but I'll talk about that in a second. But I want to go ahead and answer any questions that you guys have.
Yes. So Lori sent in a question and said, how do you align a goal with someone close, like a spouse who's going to be affected, like changing careers or adopting a difficult pet with a troubled history?
Oh, that's a great question, Lori. So everyone's situation is going to be totally different depending on the relationship that you have with your partner, or this someone close with you, and they're going to have their own needs and expectations and wants and desires and opinions and that kind of stuff. So I would just always recommend sitting down and saying, hey, this is something I was interested in doing. What are your thoughts? And, if they're open to it, I'd be curious Lori, if you're still with us, I'd be curious if you've had the conversation yet to say, this is something that I would like to do. And if you've gotten feedback from that person yet. And sometimes there's compromises that need to happen, those are all really big kind of life-changing things, a career change or, adopting a pet, a family member who may have problems. So that's a sticky one, and it really just depends on your situation, but definitely communication is paramount on that one.
Awesome. We got this question multiple times, but Julene had asked any book recommendations for mindset work, and a few other people had asked this as well.
Yeah, there's a lot. We do book recommendations for Club Moxie every month, and I always do like 4 books every month. We've been doing it for almost 2 years now. So off the top of my head, Mindset by Carol Dweck, it's literally the title's Mindset, is a really great one. We read that in book club. I think it was this last year. That's a really great one. And off the top of my head, let's see, Amber Ray's Wonder Over Worry.
Choose wonder over worry.
Choose wonder over worry. That's a really great one to lean into curiosity instead of judgment. That's a really great one. I love that one. It's an easy read. She has some journaling prompts and reflections in there too, so that it's kind of like it's interactive if you want it to be. So those 2 are my top.
Okay. Our next question comes from D. D asks, these crafting questions, apply these to which goals? Stretch, progress, maintenance? I believe the question, any?
Yeah, any of them. Yeah, it's try and just what I want to recommend is less rigidity around crafting your goals and more flexibility and curiosity around what that looks like. And so these questions can be applied for any area of life, anything that you may be working towards. And if you're not quite sure, if you're finding yourself getting nervous around putting pen to paper and being like, oh, am I doing this right? Do scratch paper. Go use the downloads on our website as like worksheets before you put them in your planner. That's what I do, because when I put that pen in my planner, finally, I'm like, I'm committing to this. But sometimes we need to work through that. So feel free to get messy on some worksheets before you write your goals down.
Awesome. Thank you, Dee, for that question. Our next question comes from Jenny. Jenny said, what's a good mantra for when you feel like you missed your plan for the last week and didn't plan for this week, and it's Monday and you feel hopeless?
I know that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Jenny, just begin. I know it sounds so simple. Just pick up right where you can with what you have. Use what you've got, whatever little bit of energy. And sometimes just doing that one like one thing, even if it's just sitting down and planning that one day or jumping in. I mean, there's been so many times where I've done my weekly actions on a Wednesday, knowing that I'm giving myself until Sunday to get it done. And sometimes those weeks end up being some of my most productive. So I try to be kind to myself. This is another mindset opportunity that when I fall off the wagon, and you will have blank pages. There will be times when you don't get your goals done, to just jump back on when you're ready, and just know that all of that is part of your story. It's all part of your process. We're not supposed to be doing things perfectly. There's no such thing as perfect. So yeah, just jump back in when you can.
Awesome. Our next question comes from Talia. Talia asks, do you have a strategy for getting out of a negative spiral way of thinking, or any strategies you find really helpful for people with anxiety?
Oh, yes. Okay. So I have struggled with anxiety my entire life. And especially over the last couple of years, it was a lot of opportunities to worry. And that's most of us are planners. I think it's safe
Mm-hmm.
to assume. And we planners don't like not knowing what the plan is. And so these last couple of years have really challenged us to feel comfortable and safe and not fear, or not in a place of fear and anxiety. One of the most powerful things that I do, and I've really been leaning into this a lot lately, I have picked up my mindfulness a lot more. So I currently have a coach that helps me with mindset stuff. I have a spiritual advisor. I have a therapist. I have my journals. I'm constantly writing in. I use my reflection journals for the morning, our intentions that we have, that help me kind of sort through how am I feeling? Why am I feeling this way? What can I do to shift this? And it really does help kind of give me a baseline for the day, and then reflect at the end of the night through gratitude and kind of shift my worry. But the one thing that has been the most effective for me is the moment I start to feel anxiety creep in, and I tend to carry my anxiety kind of in my solar plexus. That's where I feel it first, kind of a gut thing. And when I start to feel that butterfly feeling or that anxious feeling come in, I will close my eyes, and I will do this anywhere. I don't care if I look silly, but I will literally breathe in the deepest breath that I possibly can, and picture it just kind of blowing up that initial feeling, like kind of dispersing it. And I swear it works. I swear. Like, I'll start to feel it and I'll be like, okay, all right. And it just goes away. Like, it is still kind of there, but I just keep breathing through it, and it really, really does help. But I also use all of those other tools. I've also found that sitting down and doing my goals on a regular basis really helps, because that, especially those weekly actions, just to sit over and be like, okay, this is the most important stuff for me this week. This is what I need. This is what's required of me. And this is what I'm working towards. And if this is all that gets done every single week or month or whatever, I'm happy, I'm good. And it gives me permission to not worry beyond that. And that's what anxiety is the fear of what's to come, or the future.
Yeah.
And so that tends to help me feel like I have some control over it. I hope that helps. And you're not alone. I feel you.
For sure. Are you good to answer a few more questions?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Our next question comes from Anna. Anna asks, how can I change my mindset around getting healthier, eat healthy, move more? Like, I know I need to, but food makes me happy, and I always end up on the couch with dogs. Anna, we here, Anna, we here.
Right? I'm like, what's wrong? Oh, couch with the dogs. That sounds great. Can I come?
It does sound wonderful.
I want to come hang out. Oh, yes. Okay. This could be a whole thing. And we're going to talk about this in Club Moxie this year, because vitality is a really big focus. I think as we come out of this craziness, we have been taxed mentally, emotionally, and physically over the last couple of years. And we've got to find new ways to fill us back up so that we feel our best, so we can do our best. One of the most impactful mindset shifts around especially health and wellness goals is, instead of trying to maybe focus on the health aspect, but how do I feel better? And to focus on how you want to feel versus some external arbitrary number on a scale or on your tag on your clothes or anything like that, but how do I make myself feel better? When do I feel my best? So that may look, and this is something that this is part of my process. Many years ago, I used to write, go to the gym 5 days a week and do an hour of cardio because that's what I'm told, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you should do. And those goals never got done. That is not my style. However, through the years, I have found that my most favorite thing that I love to do that makes me feel so good and checks off so many boxes. So I get the movement goal, I get alone time goals, I get quiet time goals, to listen to my music, is to take nighttime walks. I love walking at night, and I will go for 5 miles. I'll be out there. It's like 10 o'clock at night. I'm just listening to my music and I am loving it. And it's probably one of my most favorite things to do. But if you told me to go to the gym and work out for an hour, I'm not going to do that, because it's attached to something that doesn't have any meaning. And when I focus on how I want to feel and my goals support that, those are the goals that get done. So leaning into that, how do I want to feel? What do I want to experience? What does healthy give you? What does it provide you with? And how do you support yourself in that? So I hope that helps.
We got about 3 more questions. Jonathan asked, as I work through my goals, how do I incorporate change management as life changes?
So that's really great. Jonathan, you'll have an opportunity, through sitting down and kind of, you get a fresh start every single month and every single week. So that's what's so cool about this. And this is why I love this system, why I had to bring it to market, because I'm like, I need something that gives me a chance to say, this week is really hard. I've got a lot on my, like, for us, all of us on Team Moxie, this week is a big week. We have a ton of stuff to support all of our community. We've got all these lives and events and marketing materials and all this kind of stuff. My goals look very different this week than they will 2 weeks from now, when we're focusing on Christmas and family and heart-centered things. And so you'll have the opportunity every time you sit down to do your goals on the month and on the week to ask yourself, what do I need right now? What's required of me? And what am I working towards? And those 3 questions, that if you ask yourself those every single week, and those are in your instructions, you guys, in the beginning of your planners, that allows you to incorporate your focus and the changes based off of whatever's going on in your life. So I hope that helps, Jonathan. If I didn't answer that properly, let me know.
Our next question comes from Paula. Paula asked about shifting. I feel frustrated and I need a break/deep breath. I'm a nurse and this boundary is often overstepped due to short staffing and overbooking. Tips on having a combo for change.
Ooh. Thank you for all of your service, especially after these last couple of years, Paula. That's a tough one, because that's an organizational type thing. We talk a lot. We just had a segment in Club Moxie about what we call the communication model, and it's a very clean, succinct, step-by-step process that we recommend for having hard conversations like this. And do we want to go into that right now, or I can? I'll give you. So I'll give you the formula, and you're like, it's kind of nuanced.
I feel like you can give the formula.
Okay, because it's kind of nuanced, and I don't want to waste too much of your guys' time, but I'll give you the first 3 parts.
Yeah.
And this is, if you're going to go and talk to someone about, like, here's what I need. The first part is I see or I hear. So you're going to call, this is fact stating. So what is the fact? If you're having this conversation with a supervisor or someone that you report to, I need a break or a deep breath, or I'm noticing that I'm not able to have breaks, or whatever that is, whatever that fact is, that pain point. So I see or I hear is step 1. I feel is step number 2. What that does is that tells the listener, the person you're communicating with, how you feel, and it establishes vulnerability, which immediately removes defensiveness from the listener and allows kind of an opening to have a constructive conversation and find a solution that's mutually beneficial. So I see or I hear, so fact, then the feeling, and it needs to be a feeling word. We get caught up often by saying I feel, and then we throw in this little word of that. I feel that, and then it becomes a judgment. So we have to be careful to say, I feel, and then immediately after that feel word is actually a feeling word. So it's vulnerable. It can feel scary. But in this situation, you can say, I feel stressed. I feel exhausted. I feel frustrated. And then the step 3 is I imagine, or I'm, what you want to figure out is the meaning that you're making. So what we say is I imagine. So I imagine that we're not getting these breaks because we're understaffed or we've been overbooked. So you're starting to have that conversation, bringing it to their table. Step 4 and step 5 is I own, and then I request. And so how you wrap up that conversation is to own your part in it. I understand I'm coming to you with a problem that I don't necessarily have a solution for, but I'm requesting that this changes, or that we build in a way that I can take a break, because I can't, this won't work. This won't keep working for me. So hopefully that made sense. This literally was an entire training in Club Moxie for a month, and was very, very impactful because there's so many different nuances to it. But I definitely would say, like, lean into that if you can. So that's I see or I hear. Sarah, if you wouldn't mind putting this in the comments, it would be great. I feel, I imagine, I own, and I request. So those are the 5 steps. So hopefully that helps you, Paula. Feel free to come into our free Facebook group, tag me, and I'm happy to work through that with you a little bit if you want.
Yes. Oh, like that communication model has been a game changer for me.
Oh, it changed my life.
I will be mindful of our time, so we can totally talk a little bit more about Club Moxie. Y'all, literally, what you guys experienced today, like the training over mindset, and then this Q&A, this is what we do regularly on a monthly basis in Club Moxie. We have a great topic, and then you can bring your questions about anything and get great, like, literally, like, great wisdom and feedback. And so, yes, yeah, you ready?
All right. So yeah, let's do it. All right. So Club Moxie is now open. This is our community coaching program, membership program that we have, that we see our planners as the tool that help you set the goals. Club Moxie is there to help remove what stands in the way, or to help bolster you up to achieve those goals. So it's more of the intangible stuff. However, this year we're really focusing in on 2 things, and that's taking imperfect action on our goals. So do it scared, do it messy, just begin. And we're all going to love and support each other in taking that imperfect action, because really that is ultimately what holds us back from the lives that we really want, is actually taking decisive action and doing things differently. So we want to support you in that. And then also increasing our vitality and life force. This is just a reoccurring theme, and I think it's so timely based off of everything that we've been through the last couple of years. When we feel our best, we do our best. And so we're really going to be creating support to help everybody through that. This month, if you sign up between now and the 19th, you're going to get immediate access. This is something that we haven't done before. And then you'll get March for free. So if you pay for the quarter. And I highly recommend doing this if you want some additional help and support while you're crafting your goals this month. So we wanted to show you that we have 3 Q&As that are coming up in the month of December. That's an opportunity for you to connect with us and ask any questions you have around goal setting. And it is such a powerful community. If you have any questions, challenges, stuck points, wins, anything, it is the most beautiful, supportive, amazing group. You can bring your stuff there, and there will always be tons of people that are giving their insight. And we've been doing this for a year and a half now. So there are people that have been here the whole time, and they're more than happy to share their wisdom. You guys do get access to, this was a question. Amanda Lynn asked if you get access to past trainings. Yes, you do. So those are in there. They're available for you to watch. Which is nice. If there's something that you want to kind of lean back into or learn, you can. So here is kind of the support system and features that we are providing for our members this year. I just had to throw this in because I just love this slide. The colors.
It's just,
why do we geek out over colors so much?
I don't know, but I don't know.
We love it. We love it. Okay, let's talk about this. So we have a private podcast in Club Moxie, but majority of everything that we do is live. And so there's no recorded trainings. Everything is like it is now. We have a monthly training with a focus that I design and facilitate as a life coach. I've been doing this for 20 years, specifically around goal setting. And we also have Tracy, who is our licensed therapist on faculty, and she shows up and does Q&As with me every month. And that's some of our favorite events.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I can't say this, but I'm going to say this. It's literally my favorite time of the month. Like I feel like I mean I love a lot of things, but it's just nice we get so many different perspectives and what Sierra has to say, and then Tracy will give like a metaphor or a visual to like what Sierra says, and it just clicks. It just, no matter your learning style, no matter where you're at, it's like they both have a way of meeting you where you are, and it's literally my favorite. I mean, a lot of things are my favorite. I love the Zooms. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Will you talk about the Zooms real fast?
Yeah, so every month we have a working Zoom, and the working Zoom is your time to come and work on the training material that we have in Club Moxie, the monthly challenge. You can work on your goals. You can get we can work on your monthly goals, like your compass assessment, or you can just be actually working on a goal that you set, that you've written down. It's literally just the time we built out time for you to show up and do the work. So that's what the working Zoom is for. And then we have what we call our social Zooms, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's like a Zoom party. We usually come, we do our monthly reflections together. This is your time to meet your other clubbies. I love the relationships that come out of it, and and usually we end up talking about an area of life each time, and you just get different advice and feedback from your fellow clubbies, whether it's financial, personal, fun and recreation, work and learning. The group is just a resource vault of itself. And so that's what the social Zooms are all about.
Yeah. Yeah. And those are really fun. And so depending on, you don't have to do all of this. And what my focus was for 2023 was to allow all of you to know exactly what features are available and to plug into which ones resonate with you or applicable to what you need or want to experience that month, without any guilt or shame if you don't get it done or don't participate. And so this year we did have a workbook. Now what we're considering it, or what I'm calling it, are more worksheets that are very specific to, like, for example, mindset here. And you're going to have an opportunity to reflect through journal prompts, affirmations, quotes. I'm also going to be doing a guided meditation because meditation is a huge practice for me. I've done guided meditation in the past with Club Moxie, but I'm going to be doing one that will be available on the podcast that you can listen to, that will be in support of the monthly topic every single month. And so if you want to listen to that when you go to bed, it can just be one more extra tool that helps the mindset, helps you lean deeper into whatever that learning is. And those are all available to you each month with each training. So all of these that have the little icon of the paper and the pen will be included in worksheets. Everything with the podcast will be uploaded to the private podcast. And then we have that little trophy, which is that's Darian's favorite thing. Let's be honest, that's your favorite time of the month. Let's talk about that. Okay, we have a monthly challenge.
So with the monthly challenge, literally, I get so excited. Okay, so our monthly challenge, every single month, Sierra gives a challenge after the training, and usually it's either it's something that you have to put into action. We want you to take what you're learning and put it into action. But y'all, you get, like, literally, we just ain't gonna give you a challenge and then, not give you a prize. So you're entered into a giveaway every time you participate in the monthly challenge. And y'all, we be giving away Club Moxie quarterly memberships. We be giving away planners. We be giving away store credit. Listen, I love giving away stuff, and if I could, I would give away it all. And so literally, it's my favorite time because we get to give away stuff for literally you guys showing up and doing the work. And
yeah. And every month we give away hundreds of dollars in giveaway prizes. And it's fun. It's just fun for us. And it's a great way to incentivize you to do the action related to the topic. So if there was anything that you could do in Club Moxie, if you are like, I'm tired, I have a lot going on, will I have time for this? If you just plugged into the training through passive learning and did the monthly challenge and to the best of whatever ability you had, you're going to be learning new concepts and putting them into action right away. And that in and of itself is just super valuable. You'll be doing it with people. So you'll be in a like-minded environment with support and challenges, and normalizing the challenges is a big thing too. I think that really helps in this type of environment. In a group coaching environment is probably one of the most impactful parts, I believe, in the dynamic. And I just love it. So it gives you all an opportunity to be experiencing the same growth at the same time. One of the things that I wanted to lean into more this year, which we haven't done in the past, was creating a worksheet of how to apply that month's training to your actual goal setting when you sit down to craft your monthly goals and your weekly actions. So that will be a new addition to our worksheets this year. You're also going to have a worksheet around vitality, and that is, this is a new concept, and this is something that we are formulating specifically for 2023 because I believe it is a need for all of us, like I said, to fill our tanks back up. And this is on, I'll share more about this in Club Moxie in January, but it is it's kind of a fun new concept, and it is all in relation to improve the relationship you have with your body, with others, and with other people, and with yourself. And those are all things that are actionable that we can take action on right away that will immediately make us feel better. And so when I talk all the time about low-hanging fruit, quick wins, least amount of effort to get the highest reward for our efforts, it's going to fall in that vitality. So if you are struggling with any physical health challenges, mental health challenges, feeling depressed, anxiety, worn out, fatigued, overwhelmed, burnt, any of that stuff, you're going to want to lean into the vitality topics this year, because that's really going to help give you those really quick wins of feeling better, like proven methods to increase your those happy brain chemicals that we have control over. You will have coaching tips from me, which is life coaching. Is going to be in the, more the personal development, life management realm. We are very pro mental health, pro therapy, pro medication if you need it, whatever it is. Mental health is a very, very important topic to us. We give you mental health tips related to the topic. We have bonus trainings. We've had best-selling authors come in and talk about things that support the topic. We're really leaning into that this year, and I can promise you, you guys will be really excited at the people that we're trying to get booked for Club Moxie this year. Very exciting stuff. And we're going to have a book selection that we read together every month. If you want to, again, if you don't want to do this, you don't have to, but if you can plug into, I kind of see this as an event with breakout sessions. Each one of these can be wherever you want to go and do, depending on what's going to feel good and support you the best with wherever you're at in your journey. And this will be good for those of you who have been with us since 1.0, and those of you who are completely brand new to all of this. There's room for all of you here, and there's value for each of you to take. And then we're going to have additional resources. Maybe it's a movie that supports what we're talking about, or a certain social media account that we find to be like, just one more voice that helps support whatever it is that we're talking about.
A podcast, TED Talk, it's just all the goodness. I'm goodness of that too.
Yeah. So in quarter one, we're going to be focusing on, again, like I said, the whole quarter focus is going to be around vitality and increasing our life force to fill up our tanks to support us in making this our best year. January is going to be about taking imperfect action. It's very action-packed this year. Overcoming obstacles to your progress. 80% of you get rid of goals or let go of your goals by February 15th of every year. We want to prevent that from happening. And so we're going to be talking about tips and tools on how to prevent that. And then we have, at the end of every quarter, we have a momentum push where it's just focused on taking quick action every single day in 15 minutes or less that help you either break through on goals that you're feeling stuck on. If you've been procrastinating on something, if there's a big project you just want to tackle one bite at a time, Momentum months are your sweet spot. And that's where we're going to teach you how to do power appointments, and you can work on anything that you want. So yes. So that's what quarter one is going to be about. And then let's talk about.
I love this comment from one of our clubbies, Julene.
Oh no, I'm like, did
Love
I
the
just
fine
feel
print.
beans?
She just said, the beans are spilled. One thing that Sierra didn't talk about, usually in Club Moxie, you are the first to know about new products that are coming to Makselife. Sierra usually goes there first and tells all the things. And so we have this thing of like spilling the beans. And so that's also like a fun thing if you're.
It is fun. Yeah, because I think that Club Moxie got to see all of our covers and all of our new products like almost a month before we announced them publicly. So I will also go there and ask questions around certain products. Like sometimes I'll go to the main group, but if it's something a little bit more specific, I will go to Club Moxie because it's just, yeah. And I really like spilling beans.
And I like enabling you. We just wanted to share some of our testimonials. Like you can hear it from us, but it's another thing to actually hear it from our clubbies and our users who have been in our community. And so we have Kathleen had said, I noticed a major shift and the amount of deep joy I now experience. It's not that I have less stress, world overwhelm, or anxiousness, but I have the tools to recognize them, self soothe, and manage them. However, when I'm in a spacious feeling, so much joy, gratitude, creative insight, and just absolute wonder comes through. Maybe I'm just more aware since habitually doing weekly wins and reflections, but it's really been quite remarkable. And I really love that because it's just, we can't sometimes, wish away like our problems in the world and the stress, some things we have to deal with. But Club Moxie gives us the tools. Oh, I don't know why that hit me, to deal with it and help us manage it. And I'm speaking for myself personally too on that. We also have, I learned so much about myself this year, the work I've done. It's been hard, but good. It has helped me have goals that fit with what I want my life to be. Hitting goals is cool and all, but the mind shift change is game changing. I love Club Moxie. Mindset is everything. Here's where you find it and learn to embrace it, all the messy bits along the way. I have spent more time in the last 90 days being aware of my needs than I have in years.
There is so much amazing work that happens in Club Moxie, and it's so cool to see.
Yes. We have being able to focus time on myself, which inevitably also helps those around me. I know myself so much more, which has had such a big impact on my life. Through Club Moxie, I have greater awareness of how I feel and what I need on a daily basis. Club Moxie has changed my life. I know it sounds cliche, but it's 100% true. Hashtag Club Moxie for life. And then our final comment comes from feedback comes from Emily. Emily said, I was able to advocate for myself as well as identify and articulate the value I see in myself throughout this process. And that's largely thanks to the work I've done in Club Moxie over the last year or so. I'm so proud of me. And I'm so proud of you, Emily. Like,
yes, I know.
yes. And I think, just what you heard Sierra talk about earlier today, the communication model. We had a whole training on that, and that definitely, I know, helped me, establish boundaries and friendships, and just taking that tool and being able to implement that to advocate for myself and to help me identify what I need. And I just love that, the value I see in myself.
The value, I know.
I love that, Emily. And so
we can't have enough reminders of that.
We
need all that good stuff, especially, when we're like trying to make changes in our life. We need to feel supported to do that. It can feel scary. Change is scary. And so doing it in an environment where you have like-minded people or people that are on the same path as you, and especially if you're making change, I want to say this too. If you're making really big changes that people in your immediate sphere of influence are not embarking on, a lot of times it can feel very lonely and very scary because we're like, oh gosh, it can feel really intimidating for those who are watching you grow and they're maybe not on the same path. And there's the crab in the basket scenario. Well, I see you starting to escape out of the basket. I'm going to reach up and grab you down. I don't know if you've heard that analogy before, but you can fishermen throw crabs in a basket and they don't have to put a top on it because the crabs will pull each other down. And that happens. And so it's so important, whether it's, whether it's a supportive community like this, or if you get a therapist or a coach or an accountability partner, try and find a way to support you through your growth journey so that you're not doing it alone, whatever that looks like. If it's not Club Moxie, find someone that you is a trusted partner or someone that you can talk to and bounce ideas off of, or just hear like, yeah, you got this, you can do it.
Yes.
Okay, so do we have any questions to answer about this while I'll leave this up.
Yes.
Do we have any questions about Club Moxie?
Yes, we had. Since it sounds like Club Moxie has themes for each month, are we able to go back and review prior months to learn from them too?
Yes. Yeah, we want to give you guys as many tools to support you as possible. So we have decided to keep up all past trainings and workbooks. And there is everything from January, we like hit the ground running with really leaning into getting rid of should goals and questioning, like, says who said we have to do things this way. So if you need that kind of encouragement, to what is a power appointment and how do I make really small incremental change because everything feels really overwhelming to me, to how do I communicate these really big things with people I love in my life, and everything in between, we talk about all of it.
Yes. Our next question we have, are there multiple Zoom session times for Zoom meetings in Club Moxie? I can speak to this. Yes. Our working Zooms and social Zooms, we change them. Usually our social Zooms, it's like the last Wednesday of each month, but we try to change the times because we know we're all in different time zones. So we try to meet the group where it's at, and we sometimes change the times, but and also the working Zooms are different days and different times of the week as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this question. Someone asks, what does the elephant symbolize?
I love this question. So the elephant it started in 1.0, and we had an exercise called the best self exercise, and it was just an opportunity to dream and put all of the ideas and all of the dreams and things that we've maybe not even spoken into existence into kind of a list, I guess, so to speak. And so that can feel like a stretch for a lot of people because, we talk ourselves out of it, or we get into a place of fear or doubt, or like, I just don't have time or energy. But I'm like, no, none of that. I don't want you to qualify. I don't want you to judge. I don't want you to label. I want you to dream big, really big, and get big and audacious with these goals and visions that you want. If you want to spend 6 months in Italy, go, like, write it down. Like, who knows if it'll ever happen, but if that's something you want to do, write it down. And so someone had asked, what about if I want a pet elephant? And I'm like, yeah, if you want a pet elephant, write that down. And then it became like this funny thing, like we're like, dream of the pet elephant. And then it was like, well, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? So like taking small steps to that big goal. And then it was elephants. Elephants dream big, because elephants are big. And it just kept building on. So as it like grew, and then we're like, elephants are very emotionally intelligent. They thrive in community and they support and defend each other to their survival. Like they're just very heart-centered animals. And so it just fit and it made sense for our community. And so anyway, that's what the elephant represents. It's a reminder of all of those things, but really to dream big.
Yes. Jen asks, do you have to be on Facebook to be in Club Moxie?
This is a great question. For right now, it is the best platform for everything that we have. Eventually, I would love to take it off the platform for so many reasons. I would like to do that. But for right now, you do have to be on Facebook. We have a lot of people who have chosen not to be on Facebook for various reasons, which we fully support. If that is a concern of yours, I would recommend, if you're willing to create like a shell account and come in, so you don't worry about like the actual social aspect, and you can just come in and drop into club and leave when you're done. And that's what we would recommend. But for right now, you do need to have access to Facebook to get all of the benefits.
Next question. How long do Zooms normally last, and what's the start time? Our start time usually is anywhere from 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I can't do all those conversions in my head. But yeah, those are usually our times, and our Zooms last at the very least an hour, at the very max 2. Sometimes we might stay on a little bit longer, a little bit, and party a little bit longer, but
we tend to do that. All of us just love it. We're like, we'll just keep hanging out. Like right now, I'm like, oh, I have nowhere to go.
Yes. Let me see. Are there any other questions? Oh, okay. Do we need to register for Club Moxie 2023 for a part of 2022?
No, it just automatically rolls over. So yeah, you're all taken care of. So now you're good.
Yes. And then we have someone who says, I was going to wait till January 1st to join, but after this live, I'm going to jump on board.
Come in now.
Yes. I now know what else I'm going to be doing. My 3 weeks, birthday, Christmas, New Year's break. Yes.
Hey, happy birthday. Yes, come now, because we've got a vision board party on the 20th. Yes. And we're going to have Canva templates. A couple Canva templates for a vision board if you want to use those. I mean, you can do it however you want, but we're going to give you some tools for that. And then there's going to be a Zoom party. So hopefully you can come to that and just do it in community with the rest of us. It'll be fun.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And y'all, if you guys have more questions about Club Moxie, or you actually just want to hear Club Moxie from someone other than us, come to our Facebook group, ask about it, ask your questions. Our community is honest and transparent, and they will tell you and answer all your questions as well too. And if there was any question that we didn't get tonight, as well, utilize our community group. That's what we're here for. I really enjoyed this time together, Sierra. I mean, I always love our time together, but
I know.
I just, yeah.
Yeah. We didn't do a goal setting series last year. And so Darian and I were like, we've got to do one this year.
Yes.
Everyone.
Yes. I always love this. And I hope you guys, this isn't going anywhere. Team Replay, hello. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves as well. But come back, revisit this mindset training. Revisit it. If you need to go revisit Monday's night, Wednesday night, it's all here for you guys. And so,
and lean on us in the Facebook group too, because again, don't try and take on change, especially the bigger changes. Don't try and take it on by yourself. Let's do it in community. We have put our hearts and souls into building this community to be a very, very supportive, loving, inclusive, diverse, beautiful, worldwide community with all sizes, shapes, colors, backgrounds, beliefs, all of it. We welcome all of it. We want you all there. We love and support you. And we're honored just to honestly be in this space and to be able to have these kinds of conversations with you. I can't believe that this is my job. I just think it's so beautiful. And thank you for those of you who have done this with us, all 3 sessions. We do have some mini videos if you want to hear me go a little bit more specific into each step. If you're like, okay, what would Sierra say specifically about like step number 1 or step number 3? Those are also available in our Facebook group in 5 to 10 minute like mini videos. So anyway, there's a bunch of different resources for you guys. So.
Yes. And if you guys want to see us again, guess what? We're going to be here again next week on Wednesday, December 14th at 8 p.m. at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all can probably tell I'm hungry. And so we're going to be doing a digital masterclass. So if you have any digital questions, you want to learn a little bit more about digital planning, come hang out and join us. It's going to be super fun.
I know.
And that's going to be in our Facebook group and on YouTube here. So if you just want more Sierra and Darian, come hang out with us.
I know. I get to be her co-host this time. I'm excited. I've never been the co-host. Hopefully I'll do you right, Darian, and I won't mess with the slides or the camera angles. I love you all. And
we love you.
Hope to see you in Club Moxie or in our free Facebook group, wherever. Just come say hi. All right.
Come say hi. We're so excited to do 2023 with you guys. We love you guys.
Bye.